Hey, what's up everyone? I just got done doing a little jam session with Jay, and so I wanted to just do a quick video of the new 15s. I know I already kind of showed them, but I tuned up the snare a little bit, and look how it looks with the Mapex. Looks pretty cool, right? The black chrome, and it has the die cast hoops. So black nickel plated hardware, just like the Mapex has. So it's a good looking drum too. Not that I care so much about that. I care way more about sound. But now that I just have a chance to kind of play the hats and the snare, I had to kind of put it way up, and it's really angled at first. See, I like my snares nice and flat because when you want to do a rim shot, if your snare's angled like this, then you have to bring your hand down like this to get a rim shot, rather than just having it straight on. You know, it's much easier to do it that way anyway. But, you know, different strokes for different folks. So, anyway, tuned it up a little bit. Here's the drum, and it's birch, 13-inch. I believe it's 6 inches deep, not 6.5, but 6. So, anyway, here's the sound without the snares on. You can hear it, it's a cracking drum. And it's got a lot of ring to it right now, but I could just easily, put a piece of moon gel on it if you guys want me to. I'll just show you how it'll sound with a piece of gel on it. Take some of that ring away. I love the ring though, like that, the musical ring. That's what makes the magic of the drums for me. Putting a bunch of moon gel or that kind. If the music calls for it, then yeah, sure. If it's just hard rock and you don't want any overtones at all, that kind of thing, then cool. But most time, the ring is part of what makes the drums unique and sing. The moon gel on, and I put two pieces, so there's two pieces stuck together, but just in one spot. Okay, and then I'll move it back to the very edge. Get a sense of what the drum sounds like. It's got a nice deep fundamental to it, to my liking, for a 13, and because it's birch. I didn't have any other birch snares, especially in this dimension. And it's a great drum. One of Tama's intermediate series drums, but it's it's a good drum. So it's the Superstar series. Army triplet with the Flamma McHugh thing, like a. So you hear how powerful that ring is, right? And it's because of the die cast hoops too. Okay, so now with snares on, super sensitive too, which I love. Sorry, I'm just freestyling, messing around. But you get the idea. loosen the snares a little. Sounds cool. It sounds great for what I got for $100, and it's in great condition. And the thing is that it's 8 lugs, and it matches the spacing of the pork pie. So I can put the die cast from this on top of the pork pie, leave the flanged on the bottom, and so those are some of the best sounding snares where you have a die cast on top, flanged on bottom for the resonance and the reso head. But die cast, just gives you that certain attack and sound, especially within a snare sense. So, okay, now let's tighten the snares a little bit. And that's another thing, is this strainer, oh my, it's so easy to turn, like, it's nothing. It chokes the drum out too much. It kills the drum too tight there, but that's better. So. Oh, and then also with these new hats too. So obviously you're hearing me play with the new hats, but these are the 15-inch K Sweets. But yeah, I'm just trying to get some samples of what they sound like. The bell's really cutting on this. Woo! Really cutting. Sounds great though. Oh yeah, the crossing is fat on this too. Really fat. Alright, so snares off. Wow. I think it has a nice musical ring to it too. So there's the new snare and the new hats together. I think they sound pretty cool. I like this new snare. I mean, for $100, it's great. Yeah. Compared to my Cortai brass, I have this cranked up nice and high, and it's brass, so. Snares off. That's why I crank these up high more for like the, you know, jazz tuning, or like more like R&B or like hip hop, funk, groove stuff with a little bit higher tuning for those type of things. But then for like rock and deep stuff, like this drum's gonna be great. You know, it has such that low, deep fundamental. Then I got this Tama SLP with wood hoops. Let's see how it sounds. And it has re-rings in it too. This is actually a really great drum. It's designed like super well. I mean, it's like bulletproof. And it's got the re-rings for the bearing edges, and it's like 8-ply, I think. But it's so sensitive. But how it sounds without the snares. Very close in pitch, huh? Very close in pitch. Okay, snares on, and this has dual strainer too, which is cool, so you can tighten from either side on the butt plate or on the main throw-off switch and strainer. I love this snare. It's got that great vintage, like, yeah, I need to tune it up a little bit, but how I have them all tuned within those, basically in thirds, so that, you know, this is the lowest of, and the next is, and then the other is. So this is higher than this one is. So basically, brass highest, Tama SLP vintage wood hoop, studio maple middle, and then and I also have another big black brass, which is a 14x6.5 pork pie, and then I also have a DW 14x5. But it's the design series that came with the frequent flyer. It's an awesome snare though. It's a 10-ply snare. But my point being, having birch with this, depending on the context, but this can be a really great rock snare. Just flatten it out with a little moon gel. Even tuned it yet, like, you know, I just checked which ones were the loosest, and then after I checked which ones were the loosest, I just cranked those up a little bit, and then that's how it sounds right after getting it. So I haven't changed any heads, I haven't even taken the hoops off and cleaned them yet or any of that stuff. So but I think this was a great find for $100. So I'll just let you, and it's a 13, so it fits nice and easy in my snare baskets and my cradles. But yeah, look at the lug, the receivers and the rods, the butt plate, like everything's really well made. Really well made. The bearing edges are great. The throw off switch is great. They put really strong nylon straps for the snare wires. The throw off is really easy to use, and it's either away or towards you rather than pushing away or pulling towards you. It goes out from the drummer in, and you can see it's about 20 years old. It's made in sometime in like the early 2000s, but look, like it's kind of a brushed black. I know it's kind of hard to see in the light and wet, but it's got this kind of like brushed lined black in it, and then the black nickel plated hardware with the die cast hoops. So anyway, I think it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna have fun using it, and for me, it's not just like I'm trying to collect a bunch of stuff just to collect a bunch of stuff. Well, you know how we are as drummers and musicians in general. We're like collectors of gear, but snares and cymbals, especially if you're recording a lot of different genres, it's very important to have different sounds for different contexts. In my opinion, like, are you playing a jam and rock song? Okay, well then go for a low, fat, no overtones, just blah kind of sound with your snare. Tune your toms really low. Are you going for more of like a hip hop, groove, R&B, jazz even kind of thing? Tune them up a little bit higher. You know, use different cymbals so that they mix better with your tuning of your toms and your snare. Do you like the sound of brass and the singing of brass? Or do you want just kind of the dead wood sound of just a quick fundamental with really fast decay without any ring to it? Me personally, I love brass drums and the singing that they give, because that's part of the magic of all of it.